Oh, hello. Okay, so I've been having a big clean up, doing all the taps and such like. So I thought what I'd do actually, because I've seen a couple of people ask this on Facebook about converting the Burco to take off the original tap, which is one like and replacing it with a ball lock valve, 1/2 inch BSP tap. So these are slightly different to the Buffaloes. I'll start by taking the tap off. It's already loose because I've just put it on for demonstration purposes. So it's easy, you don't need to see this. Put a spanner in, undo it, take the nut off, simple. I don't need a spanner because, well, obviously well hard. So yeah, there you go. So it's the same shape with the flats as you get on the Buffalo, but different size. So you don't need any of that. And you end up with a hole like this. I'll show you. I'll lift it up. See? Now, on the Buffalo, it's quite simple. That's smaller. So you drill out the flats, and basically you end up with perfect size to take 1/2 inch BSP. This one is very different, much bigger. So I suppose there's a number of ways about going around doing this. You could, I suppose, drill out the flats. I'm presuming that that one would then take sort of 3/4 inch BSP. Can't categorically say that. It's not the way that I did it. I didn't want to start drilling that out. I've seen other people do it slightly different ways. There's Jim, the old fart, who puts a bulkhead fitting on there, but he's just a little bit more hands-on and then soldered a pipe on there and such like, but blah blah blah. I'm not doing that. So I pissed around with this quite a bit using various combinations of washers, stainless steel washers, silicone washers, flange nuts, etc, 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 and I found a system that works for me. So basically, threaded bar. I'm going to go through the procedure exactly as I do it. I've already started to put some PTFE tape on there, leaving it just shy of the end, and you'll see why in a minute. It needs more. I personally would sort of go about 6 full turns all the way around, really get that packed up. So I'll do that and I'll come back to you in a sec. Okay, there you go. So that's done. I've put a hell of a lot on there because previously when I've been doing this, wherever you've had a leak or wherever I've had a leak, it's always been travelling down the thread. So more PTFE tape, the better. Obviously it does make things more difficult for tightening up, especially the first bit. So all of this is cleaned. I would clean it before you start doing anything. Simple. So that needs screwing into that. Like so. It'll nip all up, obviously, when I go ahead and get the washers and nuts on. I then purchased some of these, which are an M20 washer. So they've got an internal diameter of 21mm, which is it's pretty damn perfect, certainly with the PTFE tape on. And I went for the larger external diameter, and they're 38.5mm. Spread the load a little bit. As you'll see, there's sort of a flange on this, which the wider you can spread it, the better the seal you're going to get. So I'll put a link underneath the video as to where I got these from. What I also do is, just for a little bit of added sealing, whenever you buy this kit, they come pre-fitted with the brass nuts and Kevlar washers. I would not use these Kevlar washers inside of the kettle at all because they can soak up some crap. I wouldn't say they're food safe by any stretch of the imagination, but hey ho, what do I know. But I do use it on the outside. I'm sure it's overkill, probably don't need it, but it comes with it, I use it. So, bang, put that on there. So, bar, PTFE, Kevlar washer, and then I use this brass flange nut on the outside of the tap. With you in a minute. Ideal. I'm going to put a little bit more PTFE tape on this. Okay, so now I'm sure you can probably get away without putting that flange nut on, but it's just the way I do it and it works. I've had no leaks, so I'll continue to do it. And then one of the M20 washers. Then these, fantastic, absolutely great. I did try to make them, I've used all different combinations, but these I bought on Fleabay, and again I'll put a link underneath, and these are this. So 20mm internal, 38mm external. Absolutely perfect. And needed because you need to try and cover this. That's what you need to try and do. Because obviously this and this is going to be exposed because the thread isn't going to touch these at all, the threaded bar. This is what's going to cause a seal. Very important. So I wouldn't suggest that you make them yourself from your Mrs. baking tray. They're just not thick enough. This stuff, really thick, 3mm thick. So pop one of those on. They're a nice tight fit. Just perfect. Okay, I'll reposition and I'll show you what I'm doing next. Okay, sorry about that. So more PTFE. If it's going to go wrong, that's where it's going to go wrong. So get as much as you can on. Get the silicone washer on. They are quite tight. Then the stainless steel washer. Try and get this centered because you'll find there will be a bit of up and down movement. To try and get it as centered as you possibly can. Now, originally the tap came with these, and I have been using this, but as you can see it's discoloured, and brass, you know, probably isn't the best of things. So I'm going to upgrade, and I'm going to put this stainless steel 1/2 inch one on there. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Okay, you can see that, yeah? Okay, so in essence, that's it. Now, all you need to do is get this tightened up. Now, most people would say washers on this kind of thing, you just want them sort of nipped tight. I will go more than that because you do want to really get them pressed in. You got two good quality thick washers, silicone washers there between two stainless steel washers, so you can afford to put a bit of pressure on that. Don't go OTT because you will cut them, you will squash them, and you will get a leak. So play it by ear. Nip it up if you get a leak, nip it up a little bit more. So here we go. It is a bit of trial and error, I'm afraid. Okay, so that's it. That's on reasonably tight. It's sort of, you know, You don't want to start seeing the washers getting squashed too much, but ultimately you need a reasonable amount of compression. Next, I use this. Not everybody's going to use this, but I use these as a cam lock. So I've all got cam lock pipes. That obviously has to be fitted in the front of the tap. So same old, PTFE tape. It's good stuff. You want to go with a thread. Okay. Happy days. Just fine. And then lastly, sorry you can't see my face proper. This is just a what do you call it? Hop bazooka. It's basically just a bit of threaded bar, mesh tube, coupler on there, crimped up. Simple as that. You buy them as a complete unit. So that then quite simply just nips up on the back of there. Doesn't need to be super tight because obviously everything else is sealed. So that's it. Fill it up with water, see if it leaks. So we've got water in. I'll just show you, we've got no leaks. There we go. Ideal. Okay, happy days. So let's plug it in, get it boiled, and just make sure that we don't get any leaks when it's got hot water in there. I'll come back. Good. Right, so it's not boiling, but it's enough, and there's no leaks. So happy days. I'll show you. Nada. So, is this a professional's way to convert a Burco boiler? No, probably not. Does it work? Yeah, works perfectly fine. I've been using it for a year that way. Works for me, so sorry it's not the most instructional on the planet, but I will try and polish it up with a bit of editing. I'll put a link underneath to where I got the stuff from. It's all eBay, so I'll try and put relevant links, but obviously depending when you're watching this, might be in a year's time, those links may be dead, but I'll put the full description of what it is that you need in there anyway. So bing bong, over and out. Hope you enjoyed.